Okay, onward with the Manx. As you can see, I have shaved off the emblem. It's just because I want a nice smooth hood there with no issues. Honestly, I don't think that there was... I'm looking at the decals that came with the set. I don't think that there was a correct decal for that emblem anyway. And so we're just going to smooth out the entire hood now and see how that looks in the next scene. I'll be doing it with wet sanding. Okay.
Okay guys, getting all set for the respray on the hood. As you can see, I've got it all completely sanded down and prepped and ready. And no, I don't care about that part. That part where it's holding on with the clamp, that's going to be black, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, getting ready to spray it with the same paint again. Different can, so I hope it matches. But we'll find out in a second. Let's see.
Okay, here we go. It's all repainted now. And the decal is gone, and the badge is gone, the emblem. But interestingly enough here, let's see how close I can get. You might be able to see, no, not quite showing up on camera. But there, oh yeah, there it is. See that? The outline of the emblem. Just barely can see it. There in the top too. But I'm telling you, I'm in there tight, so that's not something that's going to show up easily. But yeah, so everything is fixed again, and we will get a coat of Future on there this time. No car polish, because Future is what's going to go on the body there in the end, and so it'll be Future and Future. And I think we've got basically a match there. They were from two different cans, but it was exactly the same orange. By the way, that was this orange, Rust-Oleum 2X, and I gotta say, it sprays on a bit too thick. I wouldn't use the 2X for models. It's hard to work with. I mean, I can get a really good finish from Rust-Oleum. That Corvette is Rust-Oleum, but you know, the 2X definitely sprays thicker. Anyway, we'll get some Future on there and work on the chassis some more, and who knows what's in the next scene. Okay guys, and welcome back. As you can see, we've been working on the engine some more. This is kind of the final stage on the engine, is trying to get this exhaust on here. Now, taking one look at that, if you're wondering, was it hard to do that? Oh god, yeah, look at this. So like this piece here, and this piece, and this piece, and then this collector are all separate pieces. I'll kind of show you in the diagram here. You can see it had two of the pipes were together there, but then the other two were separate. And it just conveniently tells you to group all the ends together into that collector up there, and then put your exhaust tip on there. I knew it was going to be hard. It was hard. But I got it on there basically, so the tubes are all put together. That the tubes are glued onto the collector. The way I did that is I put it on the engine to hold it, because assembling this away from the engine was going to be an alignment issue for sure. So these pipes are exactly in the locations where they got to go in, but they are not glued on yet. They're glued together, but they're not glued onto the engine yet. And it's because I still have to paint that. Now, there's like three options. I was going to go with the flat black is the idea that I had wanted to go with, and the box art shows it in the flat white like this, and the first time I saw this I was like, well, this looks great just like it is. I'm going to go with the flat white, which would mean that I'm done, basically. And the other option would be aluminum or maybe chrome or something like that. And by the way, I know that that doesn't look lined up right, but there's only so much collector there. As you can see there, the pipes are together, and that's just what I got. By the way, on the end of that is going to be that stinger pipe. There's I got to drill that out and strip it completely off and sand it and re-chrome it. And that stinger is going to go right on the end there and stick out. And so that will kind of take the attention away from the way those pipes didn't line up right. But now, yeah, I had those three options, but looking around on the internet, I found what I would call a fourth option. Look at that. That's exactly what I want, I think. And so what we have there, I believe, is gloss black. Gloss black pipes and a chrome stinger. And so that's what I'm going to do. And so the challenge, it might be a challenge, it might be easy, I don't know, is to get that exhaust off of there so that I can paint it. We'll see if that works. We'll find out in the next scene. Okay, yes, I was able to get it off of there. It wasn't that hard, and it won't be that hard to get it back on either once it's painted. So it's not like going to scratch everything up as I'm pulling and prying. It goes pretty well. But yeah, you can see why they didn't mold that in just one piece. Totally impossible. Okay, so we'll paint it up and dress it up, and man, this is gonna look good. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to just show quickly the stinger tip before I chrome it. If you remember what it just looked like, it was solid, and I just about, boy, it was a little scary. I almost went through the wall on that, but for the most part I just wanted to show that this is, I had forgotten that the thing is molded in translucent sparkly purple, and there is a small temptation to just clear coat this and put it on there like it is, but no. Anyway, just before it gets covered up in chrome, I wanted to show what was involved in doing that. And by the way, that is, if everybody's wondering how on earth you do that, there's quite a few things you can do with hand tools, but if you're using your Dremel, you use this cone tip on there, and that'll let you go in there. But you have to be careful, because man, you can go right through the wall. Fortunately, it didn't happen this time, but it was close. It's gonna make it look really good actually with the thin wall there. Anyway, let's see what it looks like in chrome. Okay, so now we're cooking. This is what we got now. Good grief, I mean, that is looking good. And so yeah, I used the Molotow pen on that stinger exhaust tip there, and it came out pretty good. You kind of get streaks with that, but it is what it is. I also angled it up a little bit. It meant to set straight, so it would be sticking like straight out, but I wanted it sticking up a little bit, so I bent it back a little bit while the glue was setting, so that it would stick up like that. And that is what we've got there. Really super happy with that. Now also the rear bumper will go on underneath that, so we'll have a flat black bumper sticking out in front of that. And let's get a quick look at what the body on. And so there's a brief look at how that's going to look. Pretty exciting. And I've painted the roll bar. Oh, there's more to be done. But basically I can kind of hold it there. I painted the roll bar black in preparation for painting it chrome. I was going to use the Duplicolor chrome rather than the Molotow pen because you kind of get streaks. And so in preparation for that I painted it gloss black, but you know what, I kind of like it gloss black now. And we'll see how that looks when it's all mocked up, but I have a feeling it's going to be gloss black because it now complements the exhaust. Gloss black there, gloss black there. We won't know for a little bit. So, oh boy, what's next? I don't know what's next. What's next is what's in the next scene. Okay, this is what's in the next scene. We're not done. We're going to stop it here on this update because it's getting a little bit long. I thought it was going to be the final update, but there will be one more. Of course, so what I have done since the last scene is I've gotten that rear bumper on there so we can see the contrast between flat black and gloss black. And I was a little worried about that, but I'm happy with it. Also happy that it's not touching. Actually, it's touching. Oh, no, it's not. There we go. And not touching. Optical illusion. It scared me there for a second, but happy with that. Oh yeah, and I brought the other Dune Buggy down to show you the difference between the two. Boy, look at the difference between the two. Look how much higher the Manx sits. It's probably because of those rear tires, I guess. But these are the same scale. They're both 1/25th. This one, of course, this was a Revell kit, just called California Dune Buggy. And this one was called Manx. And you can see the definitely difference between like curved fenders there and more squared off there. They're definitely different. But the Manx is bigger. And so this is getting pretty exciting. Oh, I wanted to show. So on this one, I'm going to leave the body removable so that we can see the so I can see the chassis anytime I want. But I wanted to show you all the trouble I'm having with alignment because it wasn't sitting down flush nicely. Oh yeah, and that's why I want to leave the body removable, so that all that is still visible. Basically, it'll be a complete sandrail dune buggy minus the steering wheel, and that's why I want to do that. But yeah, I'm having trouble with fit here. As you can see, I've had to go at it with the Dremel, try to get these the body to set down, and I finally got it setting down there because it was hitting on the top of the shock mount right there, that blue top of the shock mount there, and also right there in the corner where that control arm is anchored at its pivot point was also hitting the body. And you couldn't modify those parts, so you had to gouge into the body. And there's going to be a little bit more right on the top there. I think I'm going to have to grind that little tab off there. And then it'll finally set down nice. But no, I didn't go all the way through. As you can see there. Still looks good, but it wouldn't matter anyway because that area is going to be covered by that big cover right there anyway. So this is where I'm at. There will only be one more update because we're down to just body stuff. I've got to get there's a separate thing I want to do with the windshield that is a separate video and so we're waiting on that. And you can't get the I've got the I don't have the dashboard glued onto the hood yet. It's over there. But you can't get the windshield on until you glue that on, and I can't get the windshield on until I film that other video. So thus one more update on this one, and I will get it done. So yeah, what I've been doing, of course, hey, what's a great thing is I can show the Trans Am now. Before I had to hide this because I hadn't done the update yet, but this update is published, and so I'm working on quite a few things at the same time now, and that is one of those issues that is slowing down the progress. I build slow anyway, and now I've got a bunch of projects going. I have started the NASCAR build over there. I've cleared that area off, and that's where I'll be building the truck, the race truck. And I've already started. I cheated. I started before the Daytona 500. Joe says it's okay because the truck race was run before the car race, and I'm building a truck. But I mean, that just takes all the fun away. But yeah, I'm kind of building the truck in its box up there. That's a recipe for disaster. So the truck I want to set up way over here. I've got to move all these kits out of the way, and I want to build on that shelf. And I'm probably going to move all those CDs off as well, so that I can build up there and expand, because it looks as though it is going to be very common to be building multiple kits at once. It looks like it's going to be about, I think it's going to be about 5 kits all the time. And then the updates will just be hit and miss here and there, but numbered accordingly. And that's just the way it just feels right to keep at least 5 of them going. I've never had 5 of them going, but right now I do have 5 of them going, and it feels good, feels right. So that's what I'll be doing. Hopefully by the next update I'll show how I have modified everything. I'm also going to be putting up 2 shelves up there to take some of the clutter away, and I'll probably put the kits up there, and I will probably move the CDs over by the CD player. And it can be done. I'll get this organized. Shop cards. Let me do an update on the shop card situation. New since last time. I've got Jimmy and Leilani's there. And Jeff's up there. And now over here I have started a kind of an evil skeleton corner. Started by Rick Zink. They're not evil skeletons, but they're skeletons. So all the skeletons and sinister clowns will go over in that corner, which means I need to move Twisted Sniper's card away from there and start that, maybe a wheel corner. Do we have any more wheels? Yeah, we got one big wheel right there. Don't know what we're going to do. But also we have the captain's card, Oren, and sorry I bent it there, but that's just the way the back wall is. So thank you guys for sending those cards. I sent out a bunch of them, and I think that I've got more coming in, and they come in when they come in. International guys, I didn't send out international mail yet. I've got about 5 of those. I've got to go to the post office to mail those out. So hang tight, guys, over in England. I will send them out. They will go out, but that requires a trip to the post office, and it is rare for me to even leave the neighborhood. So anyway, that is this update. The next one will be finishing it off for sure, and we'll see what kind of spiffy pictures we can get, because I'm going to set up the two of these in the sand, do just not really a diorama, just a scene for some pictures, and that will do it. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.